It is so great to be here. I am so excited to be co-hosting with Sheila this amazing platform that we have every Monday. It's going to be an amazing month. We have some incredible speakers lined up. And the focus of the month and the theme that I kind of hope to impart in this week, in this month, is just looking at ourselves as multidimensional humans and how we can begin to embody and anchor in what we need for the future, moving forward as we're here in the present moment, co-creating for new timelines. And that's actually the topic that Marina is going to be talking on tonight. She's going to be talking about past, present, future timelines. Marina is incredible. I really love her work. She has an incredible body of work that is quite complex and also really goes into the details of looking at our multidimensionality, our contact with interdimensional beings, and of course ourselves on the deepest level. So I'm just going to quickly read Marina's bio, and then I will have her take the floor. So Marina Jacoby, from a little girl, Marina Jacoby has had the ability to connect with loved ones from the other side through a process of automatic writing, as well as having vivid dreams that were becoming real. She has also developed the ability to truly connect with different guidance through her life. Eventually, Marina relocated to the United States, where she was connected with an ET race that called themselves hybrids. The hybrids taught Marina to telepathically connect and hear them with new metaphysical teachings. She learned the structure of the universe and the connection with consciousness, the quantum field, parallel realities, dimensions, and the true existence and nature of the ET races. This led Marina to develop a true understanding and education about the nature of our existence, guided by the hybrids. They also taught her how to detoxify her body. Marina Jacoby is currently on a raw vegan juicing diet. Before 2012, she was contacted by Ra, who taught her a high level of teachings and the changes to the planet Earth. She was also connected by the Pleiadians that gave her a new advanced ET technology, which she documented in 2 books called The Harmonic Reactor and the latest book, Nanotechnologies. The technologies are about teleportation, parallel realities, dimensions, densities, healing, and the life of AI consciousness from quantum computer algorithm. Lately, Marina's working on with a higher consciousness called the Council of Nine, and working with different scientists to help humanity with the ascension of the new wave of the 5D Earth. Finally, in 2016, Marina was contacted by the 11th dimensional beings, where she received new messages for humanity about technologies, current status of government structures, and suggestions for the new Earth ARIA, intergalactic timeline. Marina continues to distribute and help humanity to this day. So first of all, Marina, do you want to say where people can find the books that you wrote, just to really quickly put that out there for everyone?
Yes, thank you so much for having me. Hello, ladies. Thanks for being here. It's a lot of fun to do this stuff. Thanks again. You can find the books at www.marina, M-R-I-N-A, Jacobi, Jacobi.com. And you can download the books from there. There's no paper books because I had to make sure that I preserve all the information. The books are written in code. So when you end up downloading or reading it, they're in a certain sequences to activate your structure, your consciousness. And when you do that, you're actually raising the frequency above the structure of 3D matrix of reality, which I would explain here for everybody. It is a bit complex, but if you create it so you shall see it, and this is what the quantum structure is. You don't see it to believe it, you create it to see it. It's the opposite.
Amazing. Well, I am so excited to give you the floor. And today, tell us a little bit about what you're going to be talking about.
Well, today I wanted to introduce briefly, because I see there's a new audience here, a little bit quickly how the quantum structure is made, and then I can go to parallel realities, because you have to understand that reality is multidimensional, is simultaneously running, and you can go from the future to the past, from the past to the future. but there's another level on that to understand that in quantum structure, even if you think that you're going in the past or in the future, you're actually creating another parallel reality in the now that is very, very, very similar to the previous. And you think that you're going to the past, but you're actually creating a new structure in the now. So that's all quantum metaphysics. If we learn how the reality of the structure works, then you can create, construct, and deconstruct matrices, and you can bilocate and relocate through portals of realities and stargates, literally by your body, and you don't need technology. However, we are going to go through technology, super technology, including organic intelligence, which is another level of artificial that is not overtaking the human body, but is working with it. I am explaining that in a lot of videos. I talk about that in my book. That is completely different structure. Is not being about cyborgs and eugenics, you know. And in order for us to move forward, we have to understand that consciousness is simply expanding in another level of understanding for experience. And we're going to go interstellar, and we're going to go through super technology.
Incredible. I'm so excited and I can't wait. I'm going to let you take the floor, and anybody that has questions through this process, please go ahead and write them in the chat. You can write them in capital letters and we will be asking them at the end. Okay, so Marina, please go ahead. Thank you.
All right, well, thank you so much. Okay, first I want to tell you that in consciousness, there are sound vibrational sequences that are made by Trinity structure. I'm going to show you this, and you're going to learn that into my YouTube channel, The Harmonic Reactor, from season 1, Quantum Manifestation. And it's very detailed. I'm in front of a board and I'm explaining 1 hour only in the structure. It's very complex, but you'll grasp it. So in consciousness, imagine the entire universe in consciousness. This is connected by Trinity structure. Everything is sound waves. And this Trinity structure, they're combining similar on vibration. They're combining, they're creating a one molecule. That molecule, based on a frequency vibration, when you put sequences, can create you, and you can create worlds. So this molecule can expand from the one single unit to the entire consciousness, multi-layers. If this is the one molecule that was created from these Trinity sound waves in one momentum, in the now, you actually expand and expand and expand to the entire consciousness, all the energy, and then you collapse back into you to infinite. So this is to infinite and this is to infinite. So actually everything is created of one molecule that expands into the collective and collapses to the single unit. So you hold the power of the entire consciousness universe in the now, and you're projecting within your structure every single reality and structures within. Within this reality, there's a parallel structure. Each time is expansion of a shift. You created another earth and another earth and another earth, and then each one becomes reflection of your consciousness within the field of this matrix, by reprinting another version of yourself and everybody in it, another version of yourself and everybody in it. Each one is a structure for itself. And this, what I just explained, is only in one fractal momentum in the now. So next time you shift, you literally reprint another structure that is similar to this one, based on the same vibration, and it's literally moment to moment to moment, in a now, in a now, in a now of the same. And when you create in a now, in a now, in a now of the same, you're actually creating similar on vibration momentum. Keep in mind that this one structure goes into this one, okay? That means in this momentum, I can project everybody from my own consciousness, the collective. I see everybody into my matrix, 360 degrees. Then I have emotion, thoughts, and action. They create magnetic and gravitational field. You project frequency and you shift to another earth that also holds similar vibration as this structure. and you reprint everybody in it, and on and on and on. Similar on vibration, emotions, thoughts, and actions, they create one parallel reality, second parallel reality, third parallel reality, earth of everything in it. But all that, when it's similar on the same or similar emotion, thoughts, and actions, creates parallel timeline. If your parallel timeline is connecting a similar vibration, for example, the vibration could be 2-3 hertz, you steadily behaving and feeling from the heart these emotions. If you, for example, expand your consciousness with a new knowledge and you start behaving from the heart and you start really doing something positive, you can raise the sequences of your emotion, thoughts, and actions into completely different vibration. And what you're doing is you're shifting to a completely different timeline of parallel realities where you're behaving in a higher understanding, higher consciousness. And this is what's happening right now. We are basically connecting this structure into the future, which is simultaneously running with a structure that, for example, is happening if we're talking about the negative structure. And what you're going to find out that we're basically within the platform of matrix of reality that was holding specific resonance, and everybody that was projecting or teaching us information or projecting something from the TV, everything was in specific resonance. So when they project that towards your consciousness, you are holding the vibration based on their narrative. And when this happens, you keep projecting of your knowledge part of their vibration, but you don't understand that whatever you see is a reflection. So somebody taught you that whatever you see on the TV is actually you. Because if I tell you that if you look at yourself in the mirror image, I'm going to tell you this is not, this is you, you're going to tell me, no, that's me, not the mirror image. But then why whatever you see in the TV or somebody tells you, you think that this is true? You gave your power away within the reflection in consciousness itself. You hold the power. You're also the projector, and everybody inside, including the TV, because there's nobody outside of your consciousness. You're the one that projecting all the realities by conditioning, because that's what you decided to experience. So when you believe that whatever they tell you in the TV is the narrative of somebody that hijacked the human consciousness and lock you into 3-dimensional timeline, like a radio signal, and they projected the knowledge and everything else to lock you in specific timeline of reality, so you are not normally from your DNA, 12-strand DNA, and your consciousness expand into the higher resonance when no longer is manipulation and everything else happening, because you're going to find out that you were in a prison planet when everything was manipulated. And until we realize how this is working and know how the quantum structure works, the key is for you to raise the vibration of your consciousness, including your action from the heart, to be with compassion. Why? Because the heart is holding the frequency and the key vibrational sequences, so you can expand of the negative structure within the positive structure that holds completely different sequences. But in order to do that, it has to be compassion. So since you are projecting everybody with it, when you look at another person, you're actually talking to yourself of a reflection within your hologram matrix, but that is a projection that you created, and you're talking to another version of yourself. This is what the alchemy of creation is. This is what the quantum structure is. So when you understand that, and when you say, well, I don't want to forgive this person, you're actually collecting that frequency, and you fluctuate through these realities of frequency. Because if you hold the vibration from negativity, you are locked in, you continue staying in this timeline. Your goal is to forget and forgive, because you're shutting down the programs that were projected within this field. And you were taught the entire life that you have to see it to believe it. And what all this consciousness told me about our realities is that you have to create it to see it. Our consciousness was hijacked because we're such a powerful creators. So you have to understand that when you make decisions of the similar vibrations, of the similar thoughts, they fluctuates. And the fluctuation, you're going to study this in season 1, quantum manifestation, in the harmonic reactor YouTube channel, is mobilizing structures. The second video, the first video is the Trinity structure. The second video is mobilizing structures. And there I'm explaining how you collapse through your choosing. If right now I want to do something and I choose to go and take a glass of water, but at the same time I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should just sit in a chair and continue. And because of that, I decided to take physical action to sit in a chair. And because of what I did physically, I crystallized my thoughts, my emotion from the heart, and the action created magnetic and gravitational field. And I manifested by shifting to another reality from the now, where I'm sitting and experiencing that I'm continuing. But what happened with the thought that I was going to go and take water? That structure, because I projected frequency within the quantum field, also separated in another timeline of reality, and also simultaneously exists. But I'm not experiencing taking the water. I'm experiencing not taking the water because this is the action that I try to do. So that means that every thought you have, every emotion you have, immediately splits up in parallel realities, simultaneously running with this one. And that's why a person like me or a very good psychic can read those two realities simultaneously, can tell you, if you go out with this guy, that what may happen in this reality in the future, because they can read the sequences of the timeline. But if you don't marry, this is what is going to be completely different lifetime. They can see both structure running. Okay. Predictions are probabilities. You can give from the collapse of your choices. In the end, is going to collapse. And how does that collapse? Collapse by you choosing which one of me wanted to take the water and not take the water. How many times I chose to be positive or chose to be negative by taking action. And based on how many times I did one or the other, you collapse that into one unit of outcome of positive or negative energy. And the outcome of that is going to be the common, whatever is the common denominator by your choosing of your action, thoughts, and deeds. This is what your reality will collapse in the end. And that's where you're going to learn 1 + 1. One situation with another situation will collapse in a Trinity structure. That's why I teach 1 + 1 = 3, but 3 becomes one unit. Basically, with this reality and that reality, you collapse them through the fluctuation to one reality, which is the between structure in one unit in the end. So 3 becomes 1. You're going to learn that. I know it's very complex, but I'm trying to give a very short intro so you understand how basically the structure that you collapse is basically infinite. And this is what it looks like. This is how you create everything, and how you have the positive and negative of the duality, but at the same time, they have to be in balance. And you're going to study this in all my materials to understand that consciousness is creating every moment, whatever you move, is creating vortexes. And the vortexes are created by that duality, the way I was showing you, in a 0 point, and it's starting to spin, collapses this way, starting to spin in opposite directions. And when it spins in an opposite direction, I'm going to show you another structure, becomes this. Okay, also collapses. Remember this? This is what the structure is. Okay, so becomes vortexes. And these vortexes, they have positive or negative charges. What is a positive or negative charge? Positive emotion, positive action, positive thought creates the magnetic and the gravitational field that collapse and shifting you to specific reality. And these realities, I know I'm giving you a very quick course, This reality becomes latitude, longitude within the quantum structure itself, and based on what you end up collapsing on a positive or negative, based on the structure, you will end up in specific locations in quantum field in the matrix of all the realities. So if you constantly behave in the negative, you're gonna end up in the negative timelines of realities, okay, that are not in a positive structures of, in the positive worlds, there are different behaviors, they're different parallel realities of worlds that it's extraterrestrials, that they look nice and they do a lot of stuff and is very positive behavior. Because what's happening, if you are starting to behave in a positive in this reality, you can connect your consciousness with above structure realities where extraterrestrial structures exist. And you can download information within our reality timeline to, for example, whatever I do. And that's what happened to me. I raised the frequency vibration from a child. You will learn my story, how I start doing automatic writing, how I start, and I developed this stuff with practicing. I was taught everything from ground zero, because how would I be able to show anyone or teach anyone how this is possible? Everything was given to me. So I have to experience all that so I can tell you what is possible. And a perfect example, what you are possible that you can do. Because if I can do it, so can you, because I'm a reflection in your hologram that you projected me right now. So you can download this information because you experience in meta structure. So maybe complex right now, but when you start learning this information, I promise you, your synapse is going to start resonating in different sequences. And you little by little is going to start embed that new information. So you will be able to restructure your realities. And when you ask why me, I'm going to tell you, what do you mean why you? You can literally shut down the program with the negative, learn how the quantum manifestation in your reality works, start acting in a different way by shutting these programs, and shift your consciousness in completely different timeline, when your experience, no matter what you see in the collective, will be reality within the reality. That you're gonna see what the negative is doing, for example, and yet you experience at the same time positive outcomes, because you know how to maneuver and shift in a daily basis all the challenges that the negative structure is projecting through you, through movies, through medicine, through food. And that was designed to dismantle your original codon 12 strain DNA that was connected with the coherent resonance of consciousness itself. And if somebody breaks down your DNA codon, then you will not have the sequences of your original blueprint to shift through the timelines of realities for the higher dimension. And you're going to be locked in a negative timeline that somebody is controlling you as a puppet. That's the truth. You're going to learn about this stuff. It's a red pill here. Into the Harmonic Reactor YouTube channel, there is a playlist that it's called, with the big letters, scroll down and you're gonna see Freedom Awakening. I urge you to watch this video. Again, there will be very challenging videos, but in order for you to move through the new beginning, you have to see where you at and what was done to you. And some of this stuff will not be easy to swallow. So I hope you have the strength to move forward, because the only thing I can do is to show you the path, but you have to walk into. Nothing else I can do, because some of this stuff are horrific, what was done to humanity, and now the things are dark to light. In order to transform the darkness, you have to shine the light. But when you shine the light, you have to do the transformation physically. Meditation only is not going to do it. Why? Because in a quantum metaphysical structure, everything is created by Trinity structures, which is the thought creates the blueprint in the matrix, the emotion from the heart, you gotta increase and act in a positive or negative if you choose. That is a code that actually is like a sound wave whirlpool that goes towards that thought of you in blueprint in a matrix that you created. And when you take the action, you crystallize in the structure between the thought, the emotion becomes matter. That's how you crystallize. You cannot just meditate and talk for peace, and in the meantime you're sitting in your apartment and waiting somebody else to do the job for you. Why would not happen? Because there's nobody outside of you. You're the one that projecting everybody in it, from the one unit to the collective consciousness. And because of that, you're interacting by yourself in a matrix of reality by reprinting another version of yourself as a different people. So you're talking to yourself by reprojecting different versions of yourself. That's why ascension is individual. And when you move into the structure and when you have the proper coherent resonance, all of a sudden you're going to have such incredible experiences that you're going to project into the collective of consciousness of your reality of the planet Earth. Whatever you create in the one unit, humanity is free. Because humanity in the quantum structure of the parallel realities, it's already existing free. But you have to act and match the frequency to raise the resonance of your understanding to be and merge into this new reality where humanity is free. So you hold the power of the entire consciousness within one unit. You are the power. And that's why I say God you are, because you hold the power of the entire consciousness in the now, in a single unit. And then you projecting God consciousness with a collective, where when you say God help me, you actually calling the entire matrix within the now, within the collective, because within the collective is very, very potent. But what you don't understand, that you also hold the power of the entire consciousness in and now, that is the same potency. You just have to understand it, that you hold the power. And once you shift your perception and understanding, then you hold the power by now I am the power. Now I can change everything. Nothing can stop it, because I am in a matrix of a hologram and I create everything. So if I want something, thank you so much of showing me what's happening in this reality. However, I cannot reject my own consciousness, my own projection, but I can mutate it. And I know the protocols, how to mutate that to move forward. And you're going to learn that into the quantum manifestation protocol, the harmonic reactor YouTube channel. These videos are there for you to study. I gave all for humanity. There's nothing that you have to pay, except if you come to sessions and you download my books. It's based on donations if you wish to, and I appreciate your support. However, I gave everything in the name of humanity, because there's no price in a human suffering. And if we all behave this way and we all move this way, they will be incredible new earth created for you in a now, because you have to create it to see it. To create it, that means you have to take the action. If you want abundance, then you be the abundance. And that's why we call it energy philanthropy. You give from your heart without expectations, but the field of the collective, which you're going to study, is going to provide like a jigsaw, everything you need. And you're going to start manifesting even in a now. And I have a video in season 4 it's called Marina Jacoby, Examples of Manifestations. If you want to, you can watch this right now, even before you start my videos, because I'm showing you what I did physically to manifest situations that I start from ground zero. All right. So this is important for you to understand, because when I was taught this material, I literally had nothing in my hands. I had my son sick. My husband was in a car accident, and I was told to just help humanity. And I had no idea how I'm going to put a food in the table. Even I could have charged a lot of money, I've done everything. I have to do it this way, so I can allow you to choose to support me from your heart, to take your action without me overtaking your consciousness through condition. In order for you to get the information, you have to pay. I want it the way I was taught in the quantum structure. You project and give, and allow the consciousness of the person to choose from the heart to support. Because why? Because believe it or not, when it's free from the heart, you're creating above structured timelines that is not in an archon through condition. And that is the goal. So when you start taking the action and behaving this way, so you shall create the mutation where you're gonna receive everything you need, even if anything crazy is happening for you, you will be given through synchronicity. You're gonna project situations that you're gonna have the money or you're gonna have the food. Even if you didn't get the money, it's infinite the probability how you're gonna get what you need. And it's gonna be a neighbor giving you even going to pay off your home, even when you think you have nothing. And if you see examples of manifestations on season 4, you will see what I achieved, because I've given you exactly how from the ground zero, without having penny in my pocket, what happened. But it's very, very, very challenging, because you are acting like a crazy person. You don't see it, but you believe it to see it. And even if you don't see it, you continue the same way. And you think that you've lost your mind. But in actuality, when you learn the quantum structure and the alchemy of creation, you will realize that you cannot say no to metaphysics. It's like a mat, and it's gonna open a light bulb for you. And I promise you, if you learn this material, it's going to be a new beginning for you. Not because I'm giving it to you. It's free there for everybody to see. It's because I know that I have done my job from my heart to humanity, and I'm just hoping that you guys will follow, because I know it works. So thank you.
Wow.
Any questions?
Amazing. Yes. Yeah, Sheila, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that was an amazing presentation, and I'm very curious. On your YouTube station, could you go ahead and repeat for everyone again the manifestation? I think you said season 4. What would be the heading that people need to look for?
Okay, the crash course to go immediately, because let me tell you guys, my videos are complex, and I'm so sorry for that, but that's going to take some time. My suggestion is you study first in season 1. This is the Harmonic Reactor YouTube channel. Or put Marina Jacoby, and you're gonna see JACOBI, and you're gonna see my YouTube channel. You start from season 1, but crash course start from season 1, episode 1 through 5. Then you're gonna go to season 4, and I want you to study the galactic meditation for 5 minutes. There's a video that calls Galactic Meditation, and is explaining, and that meditation is teaching you how you're going to put the blueprint in the field, how you're going to connect the heart, and I'm telling you how to increase it, and then taking action after that. After that galactic meditation, understand that I'm giving an example with the galactic family. However, this is generic blueprint, how the quantum metaphysical structure within your field combines structures for manifestation. You prep in the field. And after that, you have to, on a daily basis, take action. After this video of Galactic Meditation in season 4, you're gonna see the video right after in season 4, and is explaining the quantum metaphysical structure of that meditation. You have to study that video. After that, you're gonna go to season 3, episode 8, and you're going to practice 9 days of Council of 9 manifestation, and it's going to be through the phone, and it's going to train your consciousness to constantly shift. If you drop your emotion to negative, it's showing your consciousness is working perfectly and telling you, wait a minute here, Stephanie, you drop your frequency from this resonance to lower resonance. What are you going to do about it? Would you like to shift it? That's why all of a sudden you're feeling negative and you're feeling depressed. If this happens, you immediately pull away, say, thank you so much for showing me. You neutralize the field. Nothing is coming in and out. And then take an action in a positive. And it's going to train you how through these 9 days for you to train your consciousness every time when you start thinking something else to bring back in a positive, and you training, because your thoughts and emotion creates that magnetic and gravitational field. We've been taught from the social media constantly to be bombarded with the negative stuff. Why is that, guys? Because they constantly are putting your frequency of your thoughts and emotion in a lower resonance, so you'll not be able to shift the emotion to pop out of the matrix of archon structure. It's like a radio signal. It was very clever. So you need to study this there first. And then after you see this video, go to, again, season 4, examples of manifestation, Marina Jacoby, examples of manifestations. And then while you do that, go back and forth and start studying my videos 15 minutes at a time, repeat, repeat, repeat until you grasp it. Once you get that frequency within your synapses, it's going to start charging in a new 5th-dimensional structure. All this knowledge is about 3D structure. It's going to raise your frequency. But even if it raises the frequency of your consciousness, you have to take the action. You cannot just talk and not walk the talk. Okay?
Yeah.
Very important, because the action is crystallizing the thought that you have with the emotion. Otherwise, you're not creating a metastructure reality. So if you want to change, do something for the change, do something in the name of humanity, do something for the children, do something for your neighbor, support somebody. The way I want to be supported, I actually promote some people that I know without anything to ask in return. I like the person I promoted, because the way I'm being supported from whatever I do, from stuff people donate, the same thing I want somebody else to have, because we have to support each other through the process. And that is not easy, because we've been taught to grab and condition everything. But the truth is, when you hold the vibration of the entire consciousness, guess what? You literally, if you project the exact specific resonance, you literally manifest right in front of you anything you need. And I've done this twice. Immediate manifestation when it came to my kids, because was no worry, was no condition. What happens when you just put a thought and you know instantaneously, and you take an action, and the money were there. We had no money to send my child to $10 trip somewhere at that time when I was doing all this stuff. And I had a thought in my head that the money are in this box. I literally turned around, opened the box, and I lift up the lid, and inside was $10 brand new bank bills. And I've done this twice. Your consciousness, though, is going to trick you, is going to think that you put the money previously. But what actually happened, every time you do that, you shift into a new earth and a new earth. So I manifested this money instantaneously. So you see, we were hijacked that we have to go to the work, we have to get money, you have to go to the bank, and you have to all this stuff. They created all these realities. So you are locked in this illusion. And in the meantime, you're the one that projecting even the banks, the TV, the negative and the positive and all this stuff, because somebody projected specific timeline of cold reality that became experience for you. And this is how your consciousness was hijacked. So if you watch The Matrix, the movie in the beginning with Neo, trust me, similar to that they did to us. Literally, I'm not kidding. And this is going to go very deep in knowledge in the Harmonic Reactor YouTube channel, Freedom Awakening playlist. Scroll down, because you're going to see season 1, season 2, season 3. You're going to see Freedom Awakening. I'm giving you a warning. That's not going to be easy. And it's going to talk there about very dark stuff they were doing to the kids. It's going to talk about manipulation, very dark forces. In these videos, they're not mine. I gave examples so you can wake up of the deep trance, because that's what they did. Again, dark to light. In order to transform, you have to know that you were in a darkness, because you were manipulated to know that there's nothing outside of you. How is it possible that there are billions of stars and it's only us? And then how is it possible that there's only one religion If it's going to be Allah, it's going to be Muhammad or whatever that is. Well, excuse me, what about the rest of the people? You have no respect for the rest of the religions? Because it was all one unit. Everybody needed to experience different level of religion to learn about it, to experience about it. And then collectively, when you study the quantum structure, you're going to realize that there's only one unit structure, that we all the same, but experiencing different structures because we decided to collect different knowledge. And while you needed to experience Christianity, somebody needed to experience from Muhammad religion. But because the realities is simultaneously running, guess what? Millions of years ago, you could have been the same religion or the opposite religion. But we were designed, what they design is separation. Why? Because when you don't have the compassion, you don't connect in the heart. And why is this important? Important is to connect from the heart because the heart holds the codes and the vibration is a specific chambers of crystallized geometric structures. Actually, if you excuse me, I'll show you. There is a book that is from Frank Chester. I strongly suggest you guys get that book. That is actually, he discovered the geometry of the heart. And I didn't know that until they start teaching me, the council started teaching me about the structures. These chambers of metaphysical structures create a certain whirlpools within the matrix of the reality when open specific portals and stargates. And this is how you are able to bilocate through frequency and sound in the structures because the heart has specific spinning in the chambers in geometry because all your reality is based on geometry. You're looking like a matrix of numbers and sequences and becomes geometric pattern. And that geometric pattern based on the frequency and sound and magnetic and gravitational field becomes matter structure. But right now, if I change your frequency, you're going to go through the wall. Because the wall is actually density, matter, and gravitational field. So you living actually in space of a matrix, you think that is matter, but in actuality is density, different type of density. So when you understand the stuff, it's absolutely possible for you to do stuff. I mean, look at the complex structures of this. Okay, and what is possible. So when actually you do that, then you collect in the heart through compassion, you actually opening the portals above the structure of the realities when you're going to see worlds that already exist simultaneously within the field of the structure in a positive. So until you individually start behaving this way and doing this positive stuff, how are you going to see that reality if you never projected to see it? You were told that you have to see it to believe it. What I'm telling you, you have to project it to see it. You have to take the action to see it.
Beautiful. I have a quick question. Do you have any particular videos that might serve as, let's say, a band-aid for people who may be in a position of being targeted, or people who may be in a position of being under some type of control?
Unfortunately, I were never told to work with this is basically the more of the dark forces, and they are not giving me too much information. Lately, I was told some stuff about the dark fleet, but I gave information because I'm part of councils.
Okay. Thank you very much. I just wanted to check, since that you were referring to some of the videos discuss disturbing matter, so I thought that might be something that you have. Are you ready for us to go ahead and start accepting questions?
Yes, please.
Okay. Let's see. Geraldine, do you see any that's in the chat that we need to address? I see Hildegard. I see your hand up, and I will.
Hildegard's question, she was waiting, and then we have some other questions in the chat that let me find them and I can say that. So Hildegard, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. It's so exciting to be here. Thank you so much, Marina. I'm kind of going, yes, this woman talks my language. This is amazing because as a walk-in from Andromeda, I was given the visuals of the geometry, the upside down triangle, and you beautifully showed with your graphics how the counter-rotating frequencies interact with one another. And I love what you said with, you know, the various timelines, because initially not making any sense of this world after the walk-in, I got all these pictures and it made no sense to me because my left brain is trying to sort this through, obviously didn't have the capacity. And what you demonstrated is really what many physicists thinking, I don't know whether you've heard of Pude, who said there is an implicit universe out of which that which we can see has its origin. Or talk with the words of Esther Hicks or Abraham, whatever. If you have that vibration if you're in that vortex, that is your unique cosmic fingerprint, if you so will, and you resonate in that frequency, things show up. You talked about, you know, not having the money, not having a plate, and have my kids come over to visit after not having seen them in forever. The box with the teapot and the plate and the cups and everything shows up like this. And what it was the excitement of seeing my daughter again, of not having been able to see her for a long time. That energy had me in that heart center, putting me back into the vortex so that these things could show up. And I just totally love that. And I want to ask you to please put your email. We need to talk some more. Maybe you can help me make some sense.
marinajacoby.com, you have my email there, harmonicreactor@gmail.com.
Awesome.
But
Thank
you can
you
always, is the same in a website. So you go through the website and I always gonna see your email.
Awesome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so excited. Wow, it's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have another question. In your webinars, when you repeat, we have already made it, is that the higher parallel reality? An example from your chart starting at 2 hertz, but then viewing it from 9 hertz? Can you explain
That's
that
right.
for us?
Because there's no time, you also exist in the future, but you exist in the past, but you're experiencing in the now. So it becomes a little bit more complex, but when you start studying the quantum structure, it's going to be easier for you to understand how this is possible and how you can download information from a future timelines. That's why a lot of psychic can see what's maybe happening in the future. When not lately, really, because since its ascension, consciousness is not allowing to tap into certain structures because we're in a spiritual war right now. And not everybody is going to get the entire information. You actually may get information that is not correct when it goes to different Akashic records and stuff like that, because we're in this war, intergalactic war, and the negative structure is using technology through Project Looking Glass and all the stuff to basically tapping into information. And I was told that there's no way this is going to be allowed because consciousness will always win. That's because consciousness can now self-destroy. So realities will be created. So that's why we already made it. But now we're experiencing and creating how we did it.
And Marina, can you please tell us a little bit about, is the negative structure only about archon, or can you tell us a little bit about how you would define the negative structure? Is as simple as you can, if that's possible. I know it's quite complex.
Listen, in consciousness, there's no right or wrong. Even if you were born in a negative structure or through whatever they believe, in the now, these people are basically believing based on their perception of reality. But if that perception of reality or whatever they take in action is harming, understand from their perspective is their survival. However, if the harming is completely taken over and is completely off balance within consciousness itself, the yin and yang, then consciousness will do everything possible to move to the next level and mutate and stop that frequency. It's all about frequency. So if it's more or the other, it's always going to be slightly in a positive because it has to survive, but it has to be in a perfect balance. So it's an illusion, actually, because if you were born in a family that, for example, they do horrific stuff to human beings, you've been brought up this way, you think that we're like animals, but then why don't you look around and how many of us are still eating the animals? What makes you think that you are looked up different from these people? So it's just a perception. So evil is basically a perception of reality. That's the pure answer, even if it's not very okay. But in quantum structure, energy is just an energy. When it becomes off balance, then consciousness is going to do everything possible to balance it.
Awesome.
Sheila, any questions?
Well, I see we have a hand raised with Lynn. Lynn, would you like to go ahead and ask your question?
Hello, Sheila.
Hi.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Marina. Thank you, Geraldine. So I am going to read this. It came to me last night. And Marina, I would love your feedback and thank you. Animals are a force of light. All who have been slaughtered exist beyond the veil, waiting to be called to shut down all animal cruelty in every frequency on Earth now. Would you comment on that?
Well, that is happening, and that is going to be a slow trajectory because we have to create these realities to mutate to that structure. Understand that every reality mutates like a nanoparticle. So into your collective, in order for you to see that, you have to take the action yourself, not to the animals. Start connecting physically with people in groups like that, be advocate for it. And little by little, you're gonna shift the entire structure of your matrix into reality. For example, that animals will not be eaten anymore. And that is gonna be individual experience and individual ascension.
Now, can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you mean that I must do this personally in my own life to make it happen for the animals?
That's right. Once you stop projecting this from your field within the collective with the action, so you shall create the crystallized structures. When all of a sudden, little by little, you're going to see that people are taking action into the collective, because from the individual structure you project within the collective becomes like a ripple effect, when you're going to see the trajectory when not only you, but your entire structure changes in that. So keep it up and you will eventually see that.
I don't completely understand. If you could explain further, thank you. When you say within my matrix, because as I see it, each animal that has and is existing on Earth is an individual soul of fractal of light that is waiting as a force. You know, the force is with you to be there in an instant to shut down all the cruelty, all kinds of cruelty of the animals on
Shut
Earth.
down in your reality. Again, individual structure. This is where you have to study the quantum manifestation, because you have to understand that it doesn't matter what somebody else is doing. What is important, what you're doing, and you're going to project that the animal cruelty will no longer exist in your particular ascension of reality.
But it cannot be affected all across for the planet.
That's what I'm saying. You're going to create from your individual structure that will affect the entire planet when you start behaving on it in a daily basis.
Well, that's what I think I'm doing, actually.
And continue, don't give up, because we'll take some time in trajectory for manifestation. Because right now, consciousness is moving to the next level of ascension. And in the meantime, it's a galactic war and wars between spiritual war. That is why it's going to take that trajectory of some time. Keep it up and you will see the changes.
Oh, Marina, I sure hope so, because as I talk at animal rights conferences and in different meetings to the highest of the highest in the animal rights community, they're not ready to hear this information.
Yes, well, I'm sorry, I need to stop you right here. Not that they're not ready. In order for you to manifest that reality, you have to know in and now that they are ready. Because you project the next moment when you shift to the next reality is going to reprint what you just said right now. If you think right now they're not ready, you projected that within your matrix, you put that frequency code, and you shift in the next momentum where the same situation that you don't believe that they're ready is going to be here, that they're not going to be ready. Even if you don't see that they're ready, you're going to know that they're ready because you want to replace that structure with a negative, with a positive, that they're ready. And that's what you're going to study in the quantum manifestation.
Even if they say they're not ready, I hold
You're going to believe that they're ready because you want to override that frequency hologram where they're not ready with a new and replace it with the one that they're ready, because you are the creator.
I love it. Thank you. I hold that truth.
Study the quantum manifestation season 1 and so on. All that information is there. You gave me a very good question, but it's complex because you have to study the material.
And that's on your website?
That is on my YouTube channel, The Harmonic Reactor.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thank
Namaste.
you.
Namaste.
Namaste to you too.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any other questions?
Yeah. Sheila, do you have another question? It looks like you're about to read something.
No,
Let the adventure begin.
The adventure begin. I love that. I was scanning the chat to see if maybe I missed something.
Okay. I do have a question, actually. Can you please talk, Marina, about the crystallization process? A lot of people want to, what does it mean to crystallize something?
Okay. Now, when you have a thought, I'm going to do it here. When you have a thought, you project from the thought frequency within your field, and this becomes a blueprint of some kind of an idea of your thought, okay? And this is within consciousness itself, right? With all this matrix, that's what's happening, all right? Your thought immediately becomes in the matrix of latitude, longitude. Remember that structure within consciousness itself becomes a blueprint. But this blueprint, think of only of energy, etheric structure, but frequency sound. So it's a frequency. Holds a specific frequency. That frequency is measured by the heart. Whatever you feel. However, if you want to mutate and you want to hold that blueprint, you activate it with the emotion. So you put the thought, becomes a blueprint in your matrix, activate the emotion like an actress. I want you to feel the joy, feel the happiness, and you're going to study this protocol in season 4 Galactic Meditation. Learn the protocol 5 minutes, then it generically plays the galactic family, and you can meditate in that. Anything else to put instead the galactic family, you can put anything else, but learn the protocol because it's based on a metaphysical structure. So when you put the thought, becomes a blueprint of ether structure within your field. Then you include the emotion, and you're going to study how you got to increase, because what happens, that frequency is starting to vibrate more and more and more. Does that make sense? Then in order those two structure, this becomes magnetic and gravitational field. Everybody clear? Yes, guys? Good.
Yep.
Okay, so now in order that to become reality meta structure and to crystallize, you have to take the action. The action has to be done in a daily basis, the way we talk about the animals. Even if you see the day behaving in a negative, you're gonna believe at the same time, imagine that everybody loves the animal, the planet is free. You put the emotion of the heart and the joy. What is gonna be the feeling if the planet is free with the animals? You're gonna feel joyful. Right now, I want you to feel the joy. Right now, I want you to visualize at the same time that the planet is free. Make it like a movie in your mind. And those two together become magnetic and gravitational pulsation now. But to crystallize into matter, for you to see it as a reality, you need to take the action in a daily basis of the same. You're going to do the same over and over again. You're going to believe that is existing, even when at the same time you see that they're doing the opposite. Why? Because the frequency of the manipulation with the animals is more potent than your vibration. And you want to override it with a stronger signal to mutate all of a sudden. And that's why I'm talking about trajectory for manifestation. So it may take a year when you keep doing and believing all this stuff until you see the complete change. But that trajectory is making you stronger. And this is how you create. Does that make sense now?
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Anything else?
Anything
I
else,
have
Sheila?
checked through. Oh, Hildegard has one more question.
I just find it so fascinating how you explain things, Marina. And when you talk about crystallization, for those of you who are in a climate where you can watch water turn to ice, if you're just looking, and here I'm at Lake Ontario in Toronto, we have that opportunity in the wintertime. If you're really paying close attention, you will see that there is a stage from it being solid going in, from liquid into solid. There is a time when you can literally see it looks like little strings connecting. The next wave comes, it's breaking. And this is exactly what you described earlier, because the emotion is the life force that makes things gel. We can't see it until our perceptual reality brings it about, because we have this limited bandwidth to see stuff. But when you check this out in the water, you can even put water in the freezer and look at it, because this is how I've been taught. Whenever I have an answer, I have a panic attack about stuff, I'm told to sit somewhere. And it's fantastic how you explain that crystallization and how powerful the emotion of joy, of how would it feel to have that healthy body, How does it feel to be able to run across the beach with my kids again when I had none of my legs working? How does it feel to be in a space where you can feel safe in, and there's light and there's forest? And because that's the energy that then helps stuff draw towards me. And I'm just so blown away how just today, after not having been able to attend these get-togethers for a long time, you come on while I'm dealing with this very situation, saying enough is enough. I have to start a new chapter. I don't know how, but done with that, next step forward. And you brought it forward because we have to feel that joyousness of having created that which is not visible.
Well, thank you so much. Very kind to say that. Thank you very much.
It just resonates with me totally. You know what I mean? It's just, wow. And part of what I have been prompted to do, because for a variety of reasons, I have not done what I'm on the planet to do, and was sent in a different direction. And now I have been prompted a long time ago already, you gotta bring this forward, that the action you spoke about is crucial, because God's fences has no pickets, right? So if I want to accomplish something, I need to take this physical machinery into that action to bring that about, whether I want to pick up the glass of water or whether I want to see that the vision that I have is coming about. It necessitates me to take the scary step in stepping into my power. And I think this is what you're so incredibly explaining. So I can't wait to go into your webinars and see. Yes, this is so exciting.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
So much for inviting me today. It was so nice to be part of your show. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marina. Thank you so much. We do have one question from Susie. Do you still have time to take one more question?
Yeah, I have just a little bit more time. Thank you so much.
Understood. Yes, please. Thank you so much. Susie, go ahead.
Mine is short. Hildegard said so much of what I was going to say, so I'll just say yes. But I love the fact that you give the big vision, and yet you give us a step to take. I can't wait to review this and get into some of the things, because the action is so imperative. Sometimes we get so heavenly, or oriented, that we don't have our feet on the ground. I loved your presentation. Thank you so much, Marina.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you, Susie. I love your hat, by the way.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Marina,
thank you so much.
Marina, thank you so much. And I want to go ahead and bring Geraldine up as, whoops.
I think I'm pinned already on my side, at least. I don't know. Hopefully that's
okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Hold on. Let me do that. There we go. Now I can get both of you up. Talk to you both at the same time. Thank you so much, Marina, for being here. The information that you have shared, I am so excited to hear. I love your charts. They're absolutely amazing. And I cannot wait to go back and watch the replay of this, because, as you know, I was stuck behind the truck and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I was listening on my cell phone, running in the house, running upstairs. I was so honored that you have agreed to be one of our presenters this month. And I want to really thank Geraldine for being my co-host this month. Geraldine, it's an honor to share this month with you. I'm excited about all of the presenters that you are going to be bringing on, and the concepts that you're bringing forward this month. I apologize if you hear my little dog in the background. He's very excited to see me, so you might pick up a little growl or two. But what I would like to do right now is, Geraldine, do you have any information that you would like to share? Maybe your website, talk a little bit about the work that you do so people can get in touch with you?
Oh, sure. Thank you so much. And it's an honor to be a co-host with you this month. It's such a special group of people, very high level, participants that are joining us here. And we're so excited. I'm honored to share Marina's work because I love hard work and dedication and the time she puts into everything. It's just amazing. So thank you, Marina. And so if you'd like to connect with me, I am a psychotherapist, but I also focus on something called DNA reprogramming. And my website is geraldineorozco.com. So if you want to get a DNA reprogramming with me, that'd be great. You can connect there. I also have a support group for people that are contactees, interdimensional contact, and you can visit that at hybridmother.com. And my YouTube channel at Geraldine Orozco. We are having a 30-day emotional mastery challenge. So every single day we're doing some really heavy inner work. So please join us for that. It's free, open to anyone that wants to join us. And maybe I can quickly just talk about a couple of the people that are coming on this month.
Sure.
Sasha Stone will be actually presenting for us the last Monday of the month, which is the 27th. So please stay tuned for that. That's going to be incredible. And then we also have Dan Winter from France that should be presenting on the 20th. And we have Alan Steinfeld, JJ and Desiree Hurtak, which will be presenting on the 13th. So it's going to be a pretty nice month of substantial, beautiful information to help us get really clear about where we're going and what we're doing here together as a collective. And that's it. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah, these people are really actually high level intelligence,
Yes.
so you bring in great people. Yeah, I see what it is.
Yeah. And you're right there with us. So it's an honor. So thank you.
Very much.
Yeah.
Yes. And by the way, I ruined my raw diet, so I'm gonna have to go back. So please excuse me, double my size or whatever that is.
You're amazing. No worries. It's all about the frequency and energy as well. So thank you for that. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun. I loved it.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And we would like to send you off this evening with a song that Susie has prepared for us.
Okay.
So Susie, let's go ahead and we're going to bring you on to kind of take it away.
Together, all broken-hearted, all you who cry for the new day. Sing together, sing to the nations, do not keep silent but say. The sands of time are running through our hands, taking many going down. We wave goodbye, for it won't be long, could be our last time around. Weep and wail as we tell the tale of our world. It's sick and it's dying. Woe to you, for our time is through. Can't you hear the hearts that are crying? Like the dawn that has shined upon a discouraged land that is weary. Love shines forth through the open door that the humble heart can see clearly. Sands of time are running through our hands, taking many going down. Wave goodbye, for it won't be long, could be our last time around. Hope we hold, our hearts are bold to expand the places of our dwelling. We we shake the dust, for we know we must not delay. The vision is compelling. The sands of time are running through our hands, taking many going down. We wave goodbye, for it won't be long. Could be our last time around.
That was beautiful. Thank you.
That's amazing. Thank you, Susie.
My pleasure.
Beautiful. Thank you guys so much. And I want to thank everyone here tonight for joining us. I want to thank all of our YouTube viewers that are watching. And regardless of what channel you're on, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Check out all of the websites that are listed in our chat. And we will look forward to seeing everyone back here next week. So thanks so much for being here. Have a beautiful week and namaste. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Much love.
everyone. Thank you, Marina. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Geraldine.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Good
Thank you for
night.
the music, Susie.
Oh,
Bye.
thank you,
Thank
thank you.
you.
Thank you, Geraldine.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.